Hello, time for culture on France 24, and we're starting with the biggest prize in French literature, which has been awarded to Jérôme Ferrari for his latest atmospheric novel. Now, Le Sermon sur la chute de Rome is about a young man who packs in his philosophy studies to open a bar on the island of Corsica, but things then take a rather dark turn. Jérôme Ferrari has already started making a name for himself outside of France with his earlier novels. They include his most recent English-language title, Where I Left My Soul, which is about the Franco-Algerian War. Now, the actor-turned-director Ben Affleck has a new film out in France this week. Argo takes us back to Iran in 1979 and a life-or-death hostage crisis. Affleck stars as the secret agent Antonio Mendez, who's tasked with smuggling 6 Americans out of Tehran. The risky plan that he finally hatches is so incredible you might think it could only happen in the movies, but it's all based on a true story.
Actions of Iran have shocked the civilized world.
Argo takes us back to 1979, when protesters attacked the U.S. Embassy and took 60 Americans hostage. But 6 of them go missing, a well-kept secret by the CIA.
What happened? 6 of the hostages went out a back exit.
Where are they? The Canadian ambassador's house.
Their mission? Get them out of Iran.
These people die. They die badly. White House?
The film stars Ben Affleck as Tony Mendez, the secret agent in charge of sneaking out the consular employees.
Or you could just send in training wheels and meet them at the border with Gatorade.
Mendez is now a 70-year-old retiree and paints in his free time. This man led 150 exfiltration operations for the CIA with fake IDs. He keeps the items used throughout his career as souvenirs, beards, glasses. Mendez's nickname, the Master of Disguise.
You have to come up with a group cover. And when you're looking around for the groups, you end up with a list that I just started reciting. None of them were any good. And I say, the great line in the movie is, this is our best bad idea.
I got an idea.
They're a Canadian film crew for a science fiction movie.
I fly into Tehran. We all fly out together as a film crew. I need you to help me make a fake movie.
Whisk embassy staffers out of Iran, posing as a Canadian film crew, not such a bad idea, after all.
We had consultants, so we had a very strong bond with Hollywood. The original Mission Impossible series, for instance, where they show Martin Landau changing his face, that's the kind of thing that we'd see that and we'd reach out to that person.
Tony Mendez goes to California to prepare the mission, rents out real offices and invents a studio name, Studio 6. 6 people to smuggle out with the help of a special effects expert and a producer.
If I'm doing a fake movie, it's going to be a fake hit.
They're getting a visitor.
When Mendez arrives in Tehran, he has 72 hours to prepare them for their new identities.
You gotten people out this way before?
No.
The operation was kept secret for years.
I received a medal. I wasn't even able to bring my family in for the ceremony because it was a secret. I figured I'd take the story, take them to my grave.
One secret out, perhaps one of many.
Okay, well, more movies now with today's studio guest, the Argentine film director Gonzalo Tobal. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, your film is very different from Argo that we just saw there. Lots of spice and intrigue there. But is that a film that you'd be interested in seeing?
Yeah, sure.
It's quite a intriguing storyline for sure. Just tell the viewers about your movie. Gonzalo is just 30, but he does already have several short films under his belt, and his first feature is coming out now in French cinemas. It's called Villegas. It follows 2 cousins who return from Buenos Aires to the rural area where they spent their childhoods for their granddad's funeral. It's part road movie, part coming-of-age tale, and here's a taster for you.
Será de mí, alejado de tus cielos claros. Herminia, mi niña, no sé dónde voy, pero estaré soñando.
There we go. Nice rural scene, very different from Tehran in the 1970s. Looked like quite a lot of fun. That sort of they were in a corn silo, right?
Exactly.
And these are the two 30-something cousins who are the main characters of the film.
That's right.
You're also 30, like I mentioned before. Is this something autobiographical in your film?
I think there are autobiographical issues. I would say more personal than autobiographical. I mean, maybe it's autobiographical because I started writing it, in fact, in France, in Paris, when my grandfather passed away in Buenos Aires, and I couldn't go back for the funeral. That's when the structure for the film came, and I wrote the first draft. And I think later on I could put there in this structure and in this story and through these two characters many issues that are concerning me, or questions related to becoming an adult, or some sort of goodbye to childhood or youth.
Now, the film you gave it its international premiere here in France as well at the Cannes Film Festival in May. Absolutely massive event, of course, in the world of film. How did you feel about presenting your first feature at Cannes? No pressure.
No pressure. Well, no, it was, of course, a great opportunity, and I was amazed, and I think it's great for the film because it gives a lot of exposure, and it gives the chance that it gets to a lot of countries afterwards and other festivals, and get released so many people can see it, which I think is like always the main goal of a film, of making a film.
Definitely, and it's the best stage possible, perhaps, to show your film on. Speaking about Argentinian film, we learned this week that the Argentine director and actor Leonardo Favio died just a couple of days ago. Now, he was originally a film star. He fled the military dictatorship. He had a very big influence on Argentine film. What does he mean to you?
Yeah, it was terribly sad news for me. Just heard about it 2 days ago, and just very sad. I mean, he's probably the director I like the most in Argentinian film history, or one of the 2 or 3, and he was definitely very important for every filmmaker in Argentina, I think.
So great loss to Argentinian culture, of course. That's all we've got time for, unfortunately. But thanks very much for coming in to tell us about your film. And just a reminder for the viewers at home, Villegas is out here in France this week, and it's going to be released elsewhere around the world in the weeks and months to come. Well, that's all we have time for on this Culture Update. Thanks very much to Gonzalo Tobal for being with us here today in the studio. Thanks to you for watching, and do stay tuned to France 24.